If you want to know exactly how much a sim racing setup costs in India, this video is for you. Most sim racing videos either shows expensive dream setups or use prices from other countries, which does not really help if you are buying in India. So I have researched the latest prices available in India and broken everything down into simple budget ranges. By the end of this video, you will know how much a beginner setups cost, what a solid mid-range update looks like, and one mistake that makes many people spend far more than they need to. So let's get started. Before we start looking at the prices, here is how the video is going to work. I am going to break everything down into 3 budget levels. First, we'll look at the beginner setup where I explain whether you even need a racing wheel or if controller is enough. Then we'll move to mid-range setups where we will upgrade parts that actually makes you faster without replacing everything. And finally, we will look at upgraded setup where we'll talk about premium wheelbase, steering wheels and accessories that take your sim racing experience to next level. Along the way, I'll show you where to buy sim racing gear in India, the hidden costs nobody talks about, and the biggest mistake I see beginners make. So let's start with a beginner setup. If you are completely new to sim racing, here is something that might surprise you. You don't actually need to buy a racing wheel immediately. If you already own a gaming PC, PlayStation or Xbox, then technically your extra cost to start sim racing is zero. Just grab your controller, buy your favorite sim racing game and start driving. Will it feel as immersive as racing wheel? No. But you'll still learn racing lines, braking points, throttle control and racecraft. Once you spend few weeks or months driving and know this hobby is for you, then it's time to buy your first racing wheel. In India, there are two options that I think make the most sense. The first is Logitech G29. Depending on where you buy it, it usually costs between 28,000 and 32,000. It's widely available online, but before buying, check with the local gaming stores or authorized sim racing dealers. In many cases, you will actually get a better price than online. The second option is Moza R3 bundle. This generally costs around 32,000 to 35,000 if you buy it from a local dealer. Buying it online is usually much more expensive, so I definitely recommend checking offline prices first. Now before buying either wheel, check compatibility. If you are using PlayStation 5, the Logitech G29 is still the safest option in this price range because the Moza R3 does not officially support PlayStation. If you are on PC, I'd personally recommend the Moza R3. Not only does it offer much smoother direct drive experience, but it also gives you much better upgrade path in the future. Now here is the biggest mistake I see beginners make. People think they need a cockpit on day one. You really don't. Both the Logitech G29 and the Moza R3 comes with the table mounting options, and if you have a solid desk, that's more than enough to start. Spend your time learning how to drive instead of worrying about building a perfect setup. At this stage, your money is much better spent on a wheel itself rather than buying accessories you don't actually need yet. So your beginner budget should look something like this. If you are using controller, your additional cost is zero. A Logitech G29 setup will cost you roughly 28,000 to 32,000. A Moza R3 setup will cost roughly 32,000 to 35,000. Simple, no cockpit, no expensive accessories, just start racing. Now let's say you have been sim racing for a while. You have improved, you are racing regularly and you know this hobby is here to stay. This is where I recommend spending your money. Not on another wheel but on the parts that actually improve your driving. The first upgrade should be load cell pedals. In India, good entry-level load cell pedals usually cost 20,000. This is probably the biggest performance upgrade you can make. Instead of braking based on pedal travel, you are braking based on pressure, just like in a real race car. That means more consistent braking, better trial braking, and ultimately faster lap times. The second upgrade is a basic racing cockpit. A solid cockpit keeps your pedals from moving, keeps your seat position consistent, and makes every lap feels exactly the same. That consistency helps you improve much faster. Notice what we didn't upgrade: the wheel. Whether you are using a Logitech G29 or a Moza R3, there is still plenty of performance left in it. This is exactly why I said not to overspend at the beginning. Instead of replacing your wheel, you are upgrading the parts that makes the biggest difference. Now let's imagine you are completely fallen in love with sim racing, you are racing every weekend, you are competing online, and you want a setup that feels as close to a real car as possible. This is where premium hardware starts making sense. Upgrade to a stronger direct drive wheelbase. Choose a steering wheel that matches the type of cars you drive. Maybe a Formula style wheel, maybe a GT wheel, or maybe both. From there, start adding accessories that improve immersion and convenience. A button box, a dashboard display, a H pattern shifter, a sequential shifter, a handbrake if you enjoy rally or drifting, a ultra wide monitor, or even triple screens. These upgrades won't suddenly make you a seconds faster, but they will make the experience far more immersive and enjoyable. Now let's talk about buying sim racing gear in India. One mistake people make is copying recommendations from YouTubers in Europe or the US. The prices look great until you add shipping, import duties, GST, and custom charges. By the time everything arrives, the final price is often higher than expected. For wheels, pedals, accessories, and cockpits, always compare prices between online stores and local authorized dealers. You will often save a significant amount of money and have much better after sale support. Finally, let's talk about the hidden costs. They aren't exciting purchases, but almost everyone ends up buying them. USB hubs, longer USB cables, cable management, extension boards, monitor mounts, a keyboard tray, headphone holder. None of these are expensive individually, but together they can easily add several thousand rupees to your setup. So always keep a little extra money aside for these unexpected expenses. So what would I recommend? If you are completely new to sim racing, start with the controller you already own. Once you are sure the hobby is for you, buy either a Logitech G29 or a Moza R3 depending on your platform. Don't rush into buying a cockpit or a lot of accessories. Once you spend enough time driving, upgrade to load cell pedals and a proper cockpit. Only after that you should think about a stronger wheelbase, premium steering wheels, and accessories like button box and display screens. Build your setup step by step. That's the smartest and cost-effective way to get into sim racing in India. If this video helped you plan your first sim racing setup, make sure hit the like button, and if you are interested in sim racing guides, beginner tips, honest gear advice, and gameplay from an Indian perspective, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd also love to know what setup you are going to build. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.